Move to strike the last word on the ANS.
The gentleman is recognized.
Thank the chairman. Look, the problem with politicians, especially in D.C., is that they tell the American people that we can protect them from harm, protect them from every aspect of evil, from every tragedy, that we're never going to let a bad thing happen again. And the people on this committee say effectively today that they can stop evil, that we must do something. But they've admitted here multiple times by multiple parties that it's all a pretext to ban weapons. If this were about policy, if it really were, we'd be addressing facts, right? 2% of prosecuted federal criminals have bought their weapons through retail purchases, less than or just over 10% of state criminals. About 0.8% of criminals obtained their weapons at a gun show. Crime in San Francisco is facing a recall vote of the DA. Why? Police making arrests and only 8% of crimes reported there. Homicides are up 36%. 2021 arson is up 40% compared to 2019. In San Antonio, crime is skyrocketing. Cops won't even refer to the DA drug crimes because they won't prosecute them. In Chicago, why isn't the U.S. attorney and the DA there focusing on straw purchases and other crimes to address the 800 plus homicides? Straw purchases are already a crime for people who are prohibited from owning a firearm. Police have been verifiably defunded in Austin to the tune of $150 million. We have 107,000 deaths and skyrocketing from fentanyl pouring across our border. Thousands and thousands of Americans. We have documented homicides by hands and knives more than rifles. I say that again. Hands and knives documented homicides are greater than rifles. We have a cultural rot in this country, yet this legislation focuses on targeting law-abiding Americans. It would make it baseline unlawful to obtain a gun for a non-family member, friend, or acquaintance, regardless of their eligibility, like current law requires. Maybe a spouse of a military service member, like my friend from Kentucky mentioned. It would make me a criminal several times over, living as I do today. For example, here I've got in this room actually a 20-gauge single-shot shotgun and a 22 lever action. I've got these right here, and I have them sitting here in the room out, exposed. Why? So I can go kill a snake, so I can go kill a coyote, so I can go do what I need to do, kill things, because that's what guns are for. I've got both of those guns, and I've had them since I was 9 years old. And you know what? My children who are under the age of 18, they know that those guns are to be used only to go kill a snake, to go kill a coyote, to go protect their dog if it's being chased down or tracked down. That's why we have guns. And you're saying if I leave my 20 gauge or 22 sitting out and I have a 12-year-old son and I don't have that locked up, oh gosh, sorry, we got a coyote. Let me go get the key to go unlock it. That is straight up bullshit, to quote Mr. Cicilline. That's what it is. And that's what you're doing to the American people. Look, now you've got part of the provision that says you're going to set the age. We've already had a robust debate about that. I got a 45 when I was 18 years old. I guess I somehow managed to get through. The fact here is this is really about the left's culture war against gun owning and supporting Americans. That's what it's about. And it's about refusing to acknowledge the fundamental reason and the purpose for the Second Amendment. This is not specifically about hunting or self-defense, but even defense against tyranny. I don't accept the term weapon of war regarding the AR-15. It's not. It's used for hunting primarily. It's the most popular rifle. But even if it were, depriving the American people of the weapon, the stated goal of most or all committee Democrats today, and the target of magazines greater than 10 in this very bill to do so, then what are the citizens supposed to do if the government is tyrannically trampling their rights? What are we supposed to do? What should Americans do if the government, in conjunction with, say, international organizations, attempt to lock us in apartment buildings like they do in China to stamp out COVID? What do the American people do? In history, this is replete with examples. The Soviet Union established gun control, and from 1929 to 1953, they massacred 20 million people. Turkey, the Armenians, 1.5 million people. We know about Germany and gun control and what it meant for Jews and in that part of the world, in Germany and Austria, Poland, and throughout Europe. We have China establishing gun control in 1935, and another 20 million people were massacred. Evil is evil. And what do we know about the Uvalde shooter? It was a psychotic, evil 18-year-old who talked about raping women, killing defenseless animals, and was willing to gun down fourth graders. We have a cultural rot in this country. We're stripping the dignity of work, the role of fathers in raising sons, the abuse of drugs, the missing community to stop a boy from being MIA from school, not working while sitting around playing Call of Duty and abusing animals. In order to seek the American people, tell American people a lie, that the government will protect them. Half of this committee is willing to take away a citizen's God-given right to protect himself or herself from harm, and importantly, from the very tyranny being applied to them to deny that right. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. I recognize myself on the